Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jay, and today I'm going to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles 2022 Week 10 matchup season, against the Washington Commanders, as the Eagles suffered their first loss of the season, losing to the Washington Commanders 32-21. Pretty much, I'll break this simply down. He was made too many mistakes. Some costly penalty. Made too many mistakes. Prime example, they let Washington on the field too long. They need to get off the field too long. Over 40 minutes of time, Washington having this game, and if you look at it, to me, it's key. One of the keys right there, time of possession. Washington had too much time of possession in this football game. Second thing I think the Eagles did wrong was they turned the ball over. Jalen Hurts should never third and double coverage. That was one mistake. The other ones were two fumbles, and I'll get to that in a second. The one by Dallas Goedert, which was a missed call, and was a face mask on him, which was a missed call. That led to a touchdown to Washington, and that hurt right there. And we now lost Dallas Goedert for a couple of games to a shoulder injury. Right there, that one hurt. And we had Watkins caught a big pass. He fumbled it, and right there was another turn. We gotta be better. Gotta be better and keep. With our guy can't turn the ball over. We just cannot turn the ball over. They're saying, I hear rumblings, this team's overrated. You had an easy schedule. You lose to the Washington Commanders, all the teams to lose to. I knew the Eagles eventually were going to lose. I just didn't know when. I was not predicting them to go all defeated. I was not predicting them to go 8-0. I expected them to lose a couple of games, but the way this league is, you never say never. But overall, I'm proud of them making 8-0. But it was eventually going to happen. You can't win every single game unless you're the Patriots back then, when they went all the way to the Super Bowl but lost the Giants. That team's never remembered. Plus, you look at the Steelers a couple of years ago, they went 11 until they lost to who? Same team, Commanders back then. Plus, the one team that's still undefeated was the Cincinnati Dolphins. So, yeah, it's ones that's going to stand, but this team is, I think it's a strong team. It is a strong team. People say, oh, they're frauds and all this stuff, but we haven't seen this team play how they haven't lost, so it's going to be interesting to see this team, how they do next week against the Indianapolis Colts. So will they go to lose a second straight game, or they bounce back, have a good game, come back and win? The pressure was on them to make a comeback, and they didn't do it. There was some, like I said, they need to make there's some things that they need to do. I will notice in the game. Primary, number one, they need to do is they need to run the ball more, hands down. First drive, you get a fumble force, and you go downfield, get a touchdown. You get the ball back later on, and you can go get another score. You need to control this game. You need to control your game where you have more possession than the other team. You need to run the football more. You need to run the football. You can't rely on Jalen Hurts too much. I keep telling my dad this. You can't rely on the quarterback too much. This needs to be a running team. Feed the running back the ball. Protect your quarterback. He doesn't get back to told. Madison doesn't get involved until late in the game. Find ways to give him, even throw him the ball. Just don't be pass happy. Run the ball more. They have more passing yards than rushing yards, but you gotta run the ball more with him. He can be a top 10. He's a top 10 back, but he could be a top 5 back if they run the ball more with him. But it just seems like, it just shake my head like you're just being predictable. Second thing I noticed that you just need to do is they need to do better job in cover. They can't be playing cover 2 soft zone coverage, cover three, They need to play man on man, get in the receiver space, and stay with them. They need to play more man to man coverage. I mean, Heineke just picked them apart. He played too much zone, and he just picked them apart. And another thing that I noticed in this game, they were not facing many third and longs. They were facing third and shorts. Third and shorts, and they were getting them down, getting completions out of it. They were not he was not getting much pressure in this game too. So they were not getting pressure to him. He picked them apart with quick passes, and that's it. And that was it. And he was too comfortable back there. He was getting time. I mean, you got to force turnovers. I mean, they did get a fumble force. They did get intercepted, but you got to get that guy uncomfortable. The pass rush needs to get better. The defense needs a better job of coverage. The offense needs to run the ball more. Take the pressure off the quarterback. It's that simple. You can't rely on Jalen Hurts to get it done every single time. You have to have a whole team effort. Plus you can't turn it over. So let's go ahead and talk about my players of the game. Obviously, I will have to say, my one for defense is obviously C.J. Gardner-Johnson with the 1 turnover. And I will have to say my offensive player of the game, even in this loss, goes to Jalen Hurts, having 2 touchdowns, with one run in the end zone and throwing it. So, but this team this is basically, let's see how this team perform after the loss. I said this is not an easy schedule. I told a coworker this, but it ain't gonna be. But you look at a team, it's not a 500 team, and I said, well, your Seahawks lost to our GOAT, so let's talk. So, all right. So let's go ahead and talk about the scoring plays. Hurts ran for 1 yard and run. Gibson ran for 1, and they made it 7-7. He was with a strip fumble. He was there on answered back after a big pass interference call. 6-yard pass to guard made 14-7. Slide made 14-10. After a field goal, Robinson ran for a touchdown, 17-14. Slide kicked a 58-yard field goal, made 20-14. Big lead right there. Commanders had another field goal, made 32 yards, made 23-14 later on. Eagles had that touchdown pass to Devontae Smith, made 21-23. And Sly kicked the field goal, made it 26-21. Getting late in the game, but it's late. You can't do. Now they tried a lateral at the end of the game. Hill kicked the bluest ball. Ran for a score, made 32-21, which will end the game. And the Eagles their first loss. I mean, like I said, they need to fix a lot of things going on. The stats: Robinson 26 attempts, 86 yards, 1 touchdown. Gibson 14 attempts, 44 yards, touchdown. Samuel 4 attempts, 12 yards. Heineke 5 attempts, 10 yards. Another thing is the Eagles did with a very costly penalty. I know it's in the rule book. You should never do it. When a quarterback slides, he gives up on the play. He's down. That's it. You don't touch him. Brandgren and Hargrave, they throw him butt down. They tackle him, and that was the cause. That'd be rough in the passer. Referees are going to call it no matter what. So don't even touch him. When he slides, that's it. Or just put 2 hands on him. That's it. Just let it go. Just let it go. That's a big mistake right there. Cost your chance to get the ball back. But sooner. Going to the Eagles side, Miles Sanders. Right here's my issue right here. They need to do the ball. They need to run the ball more. Miles Sanders, give him more carries. 12 attempts, 54 yards. Hurts, 6 attempts, 20 yards on the touchdown. Gainwell, 1 attempt, 7 yards. Boston Scott, 1 attempt, 5 yards. Heineke was 17 for 29, 211 yards, no touchdowns in this game. Jalen Hurts, 17 for 26, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Scary Terry McLaurin caught 8 passes for 128 yards. Gibson, 3 catches, 14 yards. Samuel, 2 catches, 20 yards. Thomas, 2 catches, 12 yards. Brown, 1 catch, 15. Dodson caught one for 14. Simpson catch a ball. He attempt one targeted. Devontae Smith, 6 catches, 39 yards, touchdown. Quez was called 4 for 80 yards. However, he did fumble it. He needs to not to fumble that ball. If he didn't fumble, that would have been a changing game too. Dallas Collar, he fumbled as well, but he did get the touchdown. 3 catches, 20 yards, touchdown, 1 fumble after he got his face yanked, which everybody's going to see. They're going to be asked about challenging non-penalties, stuff like that. Scroll caught 1 for 11. Zach Pascal caught 1 for 10. A.J. Brown was pretty much shut down. 1 catch, 7 yards. Gainwell caught 1 for 5. And I think A.J. Brown was mostly hurt in this game as well. Miles Sanders, no catches. Going to the interception, C.J. Gardner-Johnson with 1. And Forrester with 1. 2 punch. Eagles with 3. So going by the other stats here, Washington had total first down, 25 first down. The Eagles 18. Like I said, he was needed to do a better job of getting off the field. Third down efficiency, Washington was 12 for 21. They were 57%. To the Eagles 5 for 8 was 62%. Washington went on fourth down 1 time, were good. Said Washington had better rushing yards than Philadelphia, 152 yards rushing. The Eagles 94. Eagles do miss Jordan Davis. He's a big key factor. Net passing almost same. Washington went 178 to the Eagles 170. Washington ain't going there. So scrolling down to the defensive side, Davis 5 tackles. For B. St. Just 6 tackles. Forrester with a 3 tackle. Curl. Forrester with 3 tackles. Interception. Curl 3 tackles. McLaurin 3 tackles. Bostic 2 tackles. Al 1 tackle. And assistant tackle Smith Williams. Marcus Wood with a tackle and a sack. Jalen Hurts knew better not to run back up to his offensive line just in case the sure went outside. Now going to the defensive side of the Eagles, Hargrave with 4 tackles, 1 sack. Edwards 4 tackles, Kaiser White with 4 tackles, Williams with 4 tackles, Epps with 5 tackles, Fletcher Cox with 3 tackles, C.J. Gardner-Johnson with 6 tackles and the interception. Hans Reg with 4 tackles and a sack. Josh Sweat with 2 tackles and 1 sack and a fumble force. I'm butchering that with 2 tackles. Slater with 4 tackles. Sweat with, as I said, Scott with 2 tackles. Bradbury with 2 tackles. Quinn with 2 tackles. Graham with 1 tackle. Wallace with 1 tackle. And P. Johnson with the assist. So, time, like I said, the big deal with this team is time of possession. The Eagles have less time of possession compared to Washington. Washington had 40 minutes compared to the Eagles. I mean, that's one key, but I think the Eagles could have turn the ball over when they have possession, and they need to do a better job of running the football. So, going to week 11 against the Indianapolis Colts. It's going to be interesting to see their travel to Indianapolis. This is a team that's been on a reel. It's been dealing with the things. They got rid of their head coach. Jeff Saturday takes over their team. It's been reeling. They don't know if it's going to be Matt Ryan or not who's playing, but they're 4-5-1. They're not good. They're not great, but never know with the Colts. But what the Philadelphia need to do is they need to get after the quarterback, get off the field, play more man-to-man coverage. They need to run the ball more. They need to protect the ball. Means do not turn it over. I mean, they need to do a better job of that. So if the Eagles are going to beat the Colts, they need to run the ball more. They need to not turn it over. And what they also need to do is play more, get after the quarterback, play more man, maybe blitz a little bit more, but get away from the zone. Get away from the zone, or you're going to get picked apart. We just seen like there. So I predict the Eagles will have a bounce back game next week against Indianapolis, but never say never. We don't know how this is going to be. This is the Eagles' first loss, so with the Colts, you never know with these teams like we've seen. I mean, nobody predicted Buffalo to lose to Minnesota. Nobody predicted Cowboys to lose to Green Bay. Nobody predicted Tampa Bay to beat Seattle. So, I mean, no one ever thought the Steelers would beat the Saints. So, for the Eagles to win this game, I would say the Eagles most probably will win if they do what they need to do and fix their mistakes, run the ball more, get off the field, put your game in your offensive hand, take time of possession away from your opponent. So if they can do that, they should pull up the win. I would say 31-21 type of game. But if they don't, Colts win. I would say 27-21, 28-21. So that's being said. So the Eagles need to go back to the board, go back to the tape, make your fixes. Please run the ball more. That's all I ask. You can't rely on Jalen Hurts too much. You can't rely on him too much. You gotta run the ball more. Stay on the field longer. Wear their defense out. All right, so that's being said, I would like to thank everybody for tuning in, checking my video out. Week 10 is a wrap. Now we're going to week 11. So I hope you have a safe and wonderful Tuesday, and I will see you next time. So take care, stay safe, stay humble, and be a blessing.